Rams, Seahawks. Rams open up at -1.5. Now the Seahawks are at -2, a 3.5-point move at Pinnacle. This total opened up at 49 and is now at 50. Seahawks home field advantage doesn't seem quite as strong so far in the early part of the year. The recency bias is the reason for the market move. Now, if I let go of Donnie's adage, home team or no team on Thursday night, I probably would take the Rams here. But I'm not going to do that. The Seahawks squad, remember, they could barely beat the Bengals. The Rams took the Bucs lightly and got burned. The Rams lost important pieces on their defense in the offseason. They're just not as deep as they were last year. But, Donnie, what happened to Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters last week? Godwin and Evans are very talented, but I expected a much better performance from the Rams cornerbacks. I don't expect this defense to get torched 2 weeks in a row. I'm interested in the under, and I would probably take the Rams if I wasn't afraid of the road team on a Thursday night. Donnie RightSide, Rams, Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing every week. You know, you lean towards the under on Thursday Night Football. If you can't build a case for the home team, you just pass on it. And again, I don't like what I saw out of there. So maybe if you're saying like, hey, what a great bounce back angle for the Rams. They got killed by an average at best Tampa Bay team. 55 points were hung on them. What's that going to take place now when Russell Wilson gets a hold of them? Now, Russell Wilson sleptwalk all the way through that game down to versus the Arizona Cardinals. They didn't need much in that game. They're going to need to put up some points here, but it's tough to win in Seattle. It's tough to win on Thursday night. Todd Gurley's probably going to get like 3 carries in this football game to try to preserve his knees since he just played on Sunday, which I believe only got 5 carries on Sunday as it is. Home team or no team for me, and I think everybody's agreeing with me already, especially the books. Open up -1 Rams, -2 Rams. That's completely flipped. Chris Offshore and Pinnacle Offshore now showing -2s at SBRodds.com. Home team or no team, same as me every Thursday.
And does that mean it's a no team?
I got to dip in a little bit more because Seattle was great at every level for me. You know, I watched the game last week, that 20-3 Seattle football team in the first half of the Arizona Cardinals team. That's the team I want. Not the one in the second half that falls asleep and says, oh, but now we need to score late in the fourth quarter to put this football game away. I still don't trust Jared Goff. It's a tough environment to go on the road. And the one thing that we always talk about with the Rams that sometimes goes a little bit under the radar, Sean McVay calls the plays into the helmet of Jared Goff, basically right up until it cuts off at the line of scrimmage to make those audible calls. You can't hear in Seattle, and that's going to play a big picture. So I lean Seattle. I probably won't be playing this game on Thursday night. I need a little bit more time to digest some of this card. But again, if I'm betting out there, if I'm putting money on it myself, I just cross the Rams out, and I try to build a case for Seattle in this one.
If I gave you a free play on this total, opened up at 49, now at 50 at Pinnacle, what would you do?
To be honest, like, again, this is like sacrilegious. Like, I'm preaching like taking the unders on Thursday, but when I look at this football game, like Seattle should be, if Tampa Bay went up and down the field with ease on the Rams, Seattle should be able to get into the 20s. And the same thing could be said about the Rams. There's a lot of weapons on this field that usually leads to points. We had to check the weather in Seattle if we had any rain concerns or anything like that. But if it's a dry night, both these teams should be able to score in this game.
I think Rams bounce back, and I was quite high on Seattle before the season started, and I become less and less, regardless of what they look like against the Cardinals. I am not going to take the Rams. I'm not going to take the Rams, but I'd like to, but I'm not going to. Dion Murray says, can't cap Seahawks, and they're my team. You never know what they're going to do. Alex Ramirez in the house. Akira04 says, Rams is the play. Tormino says, I think Rams were looking ahead last week. I expect the defense to bounce back. So do I. But I've got no move.